I'm Wycliffe Richardson. It's time for another edition of ATV News. Following what the Caribbean Examinations Council CXC called the due diligence probe, the regional body has announced that there will be no need for students around the region to resit any examinations. CXC had launched the probe after a video surfaced on social media showing Trinidad and Tobago students sitting an examination while using their cellular phones. The Examination Council said the results of their probe is that there was no breach of any examination papers. However, CXC's registrar Glenroy Cumberbatch said it is clear that there was lapse supervision in some examination centers. That has been addressed, he added via a recent media release. Any irregularities in any center will be addressed as is done after every examination, Cumberbatch said, adding that he wishes to give the assurance that the principle of fairness will be paramount in our dealings with these unfortunate incidents. Meantime, an education official here in Anguilla, when contacted by ATV, said over 180 students in Anguilla sat the examination but were not affected by the incident. The voter education campaign in Anguilla will be conducted by the Central Electoral Office under the leadership and direction of the Supervisor of Elections. So says Home Affairs Minister Cora Richardson Hodge, while responding to questions on the matter from Opposition Leader Pamela Van Webster. The minister said it would be prudent for the Ministry of Home Affairs not to be involved in this process so as to avoid any appearance of undue influence or training of the process. Mrs. Richardson Hodge said, as far as possible, the functions of the Central Electoral Office must continue to be divorced from any government ministry. The leader of the opposition has been a strong proponent of this, even suggesting that the office should fall under an independent elections commission rather than the governor's office, and is currently the case. The Department of Labor has begun exercising greater control in ensuring that the general public is informed of all job vacancies that exist, that they have been approved by the Department of Labor before being aired, that all ads are aired from the agreed date of application, and that the ads run for at least the length of time required by statute, which is 2 weeks. Labour Commissioner Joanne Hard says the initiative is to ensure that all belongers of Anguilla are aware of jobs that are available in the local labour market. Mrs. Hard noted that the department is getting feedback from many job seekers that despite monitoring a variety of media channels for existing vacancies, they are still not cognizant of many jobs that are supposedly advertised. The Gender Development Coordinator in the Gender Affairs Unit of the Ministry of Social Development, Rania Foy Connor, has been explaining the theme chosen for this year's Men's Week. Activities for the week will include a conference, barbershop chats, and a drama workshop, and will coincide with Father's Day, which is Sunday, June the 16th.
The theme for this Men's Week 2019 is Kings of the Kingdom, Men of Vision, Stature, and Heart. So in this, what we're really looking to do is to recognize men throughout Anguilla's community that have great vision. So that means that the individual's daily actions help to build family, community, or the nation. Also a man of stature. So this would be someone who is positively respected throughout Anguilla's community. Also humble and service-oriented. And the last is a man of heart. So by heart, what I'm talking about here is a man who knows himself, who's in touch with the innermost parts of his being, and through that, he's able to overcome any challenges or obstacles, and has proven that because he's a man of heart, he's able to succeed against all odds.
Friday last was the closing date for nomination, and 10 persons will be honored this year.
As in the years past, it started out with 15 men being recognized each year, and it has slowly decreased to 10 men, but that just has to do with budgetary restrictions. Because as the years go on, I find that, it really is necessary to honor them in different ways, increasing ways. So this year, the year before, it was a matter of having a dinner for the men, so they were able to come together to talk with each other, to share their experiences. There was also a photo shoot and a few other elements. So all of those fees add up. So for this year, we're looking for roughly 10 men to represent vision, stature, or heart.
The Barbados-based Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, says despite the forecast of deceleration in global economic activity, the 2019 economic outlook for its borrowing member countries, which include Anguilla, is positive, predicting economic growth of more than 2%. In its 2018 annual report released at the bank's 49th annual Board of Governors meeting recently, the Caribbean Development Bank said the world gross domestic product, GDP, is supposedly expected to climb to 3.5% this year from 3.7% last year, and blamed various situations like Britain's continued efforts to leave the European Union and the economic slowdown in China. The CDB, the region's premier financial institution, said that the Caribbean's exposure to these risks is high, as is its vulnerability to weather-related events. It said, in addition, some institutional weaknesses need to be addressed to improve the delivery of critical economic and social projects. Nevertheless, the GDP is projected to rise by 2.1% as construction, tourism, and the extractive industries such as gold and oil expand. The CDB said that Barbados is the only borrowing member country in which economic activity is not expected to increase this year, and that ongoing fiscal retrenchment is expected to cancel out strong tourism performance. Let's look at the weather now for Anguilla, valid up to 8 a.m. Wednesday. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a 10% or a slight chance of showers. Tomorrow, the weather will be partly sunny with a 20% or a slight chance of showers. The winds will be east with speeds ranging between 8 to 18 knots, and seas will be 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise tomorrow, Wednesday, will be at 5:37 in the morning, and the sunset tomorrow will be at 6:49 p.m. That's our news and weather for this time. I'm Wycliffe Richardson. This is ATV News.